guess where I am right now? Kentucky, Arkansas, Illinois, South Florida. Honestly, at this point, I kind of forgot. Welcome to everywhere in the United States. This is what car-centric design does to a society. It creates placelessness, traffic, mental, and environmental destruction. It destroys walkability, and it makes every small town a little clone of itself. All right, right now I'm in Prattville, Alabama. Beautiful neighborhood, but you couldn't walk anywhere if you tried because as soon as you get out of the neighborhood, there are literally no sidewalks at all. This is what I mean when I say this infrastructure leads to social isolation. So how did we get here? First of all, let's take a step back and look at American cities and towns before we bulldoze them. You have walkable, almost European-looking boulevards with mixed-use design everywhere. The Federal Aid to Highway Act of 1956 was introduced by Eisenhower. He did this to make it easier to mobilize troops and to stimulate the car industry, which was growing at the time.
We were sold on the idea that cars are freedom, and the results in the future prove us to give us the opposite.
Euclidean zoning. Euclidean zoning took over. And what that is basically single-use zoning. Residential in one area, commercial in another, mixed in the other. No negotiations. Then insurance companies started thinking about all the money they can make by lobbying Congress to mandate liability insurance on every car owner. We started building cheap housing in areas that were car dependent. And that's how we ended up with towns that function like drive-through theme parks and have nothing but empty parking lots and strip centers. I mean, look at this, it's ridiculous. Look at these maps. These show all the parking lots in a given area. And these show what can and can't be built because of those zoning codes. Also, this infrastructure just breeds placelessness. This is a term coined by geographer Edward Relf, which is the loss of uniqueness in a built environment. Yeah. We have built excruciating monotony within our towns and our cities. If you've seen towns like this, you've practically seen them all. Hostile architecture like this makes being outside unbearable. The excess of concrete and parking lots just increase the temperature of the ground and the street level. And it makes it seem way hotter than it really is. I mean, look at me. I'm in the only tree in this huge parking lot, you know, just to get some shade. The character of our towns and our bars and our coffee shops and our everything is getting taken away from us and replaced by this greasy fast food nightmare bullshit. And Kohl's. It is a silent war on culture. Like I said with the whole no sidewalk earlier. So you're telling me that we've engineered taking a walk outside to the average American out of American life? You're telling me that this is illegal to build? You wonder why kids don't walk around with their friends anymore? They can't. And 3 out of 4 Americans drive alone to work. How depressing. It's like, look at me, I'm screaming in a parking lot. What am I doing? Also, let's talk about mental health. People who live in a walkable environment report less signs of depression, especially in Europe. And also, they're not fat. When I came back from Portugal, it wasn't the culture shock of going there, but it was the coming back and seeing fat people for the first time in a month. It was ridiculous. It was actually insane. But like I said, it's a product of the environment. These people, they bulldoze farmers markets, throw a Chick-fil-A up, and then call it economic development. Economic development. We are the richest, fattest, over-medicated country in the world, and we don't think that walkable infrastructure has anything to do with it. Also, rents have gotten so high that all of the commercial spaces are only occupied by big box stores because those are the only people who can afford them. Local grocers, small businesses, get fucked. This destroys your sanity. You barely see your neighbors. It kills your creativity. You see the same fast food chains everywhere. And yes, this is Alabama, but this is everywhere in the United States. All right, so who benefits from all of this, okay? Who's deciding this? We have developers who are just land banking. We have the big box retailers that can afford spaces like this. We have the entire auto industry because you need a car to exist. We have the insurance industry, which is just charging you $200 a month every month just to exist. And then we have the gas companies where they create an environment where you physically cannot live without their product. Hey Luke, you like bitching a lot, but you don't have any solutions. All right, let's get to the solutions. We need mixed use zoning. Enhanced public transport. We need tax incentives or no taxes for local farmers and grocers. And no, I'm not talking about the guy who owns 50,000 acres of land and he only produces soybeans. That's not a farmer. That's a businessman. Community land trusts would be nice. And then bike lanes or even sidewalks in this case. Or maybe just a truly representative democracy. Maybe that would be nice. Until we stop building for cars and businesses and we start building for people that walk and live, maybe we can have a decent society. But until then, we're just gonna have towns of Popeyes, Exxon Mobils, and Walmarts. So you tell me, what do you think we should do? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This is the only thing that's keeping me sane right now. So please like and share and subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And we are at 300 subscribers. That's actually crazy because I started with 0 subscribers and 300 of you decided to keep watching my videos. So that's so sick. Take care, brush your hair.